guest here with us. So we'll continue with our session. And the theme of our session today is Let Your Soul Sparkle. So, in this fast paced world, it has become so easy to disconnect with our true selves. So, living day by day, and it feels like we're just going through the motions. That's why it's so incredibly important to remember our beautiful inner selves. That sparkly spiritual part of us which yearns to be embraced and begs to be nourished and ultimate ultimately it craves for our undivided attention, and if just for a few moments we can give that to ourselves. So today we have with us Mr. Gagandeep, who is going to be enlightening us on how to discover ourselves. And I would like to invite Gagandeep. Would you please switch on your camera so our audience can see you?
Hi,
Yes.
Jyoti.
Hi, Gagandeep. How are you?
I am very good. You tell me how are you?
I'm amazing, and finally, I'm having this opportunity to actually interact with you. And I've been looking forward to this moment from a very long time.
Oh, thank
And
you. Thank
welcome to
you.
this session. And
No,
Gagandeep,
yeah.
yes.
No, I'm equally excited and honored that I'm here on this platform. You are doing great job in terms of essentials of mind, body, and spirit, and it's essential how it needs to be balanced. So I'm equally grateful and happy that I'm here.
No, we are really excited for this session, and we are looking forward to it and know a lot about your expertise. And Gagan is the founder of positiveminds.co.in. He is also internationally acclaimed life coach, and he has a lot of certifications probably, and mostly he is into one-on-one training for people in the directorial rooms. Right. So, Gagan, we were talking about that seeing the situations and scenarios right now that what all, we are all locked down, and we're just living day by day.
Hmm.
So I just wanted you to put some light on this thing that how can we still be in touch with our true
Hmm.
selves and not to just live in the motions and just not to live day by day, but then to enjoy each and every day.
All right, all right. So yeah, Jyoti, you're right that these are tough times, and I see that there's opportunity in every tough time which comes across, right? Yeah, and let's look at positive side of each other. Lot of support and gratitude to people who are making this work right now, who are working day in and day out to make sure all of us are safe. The policemen, the people in hospitality, and of course our doctors, and most importantly the support staff. And of course, these are tough times, but yes, what we can look at is that it's an opportunity to connect with yourself. You have been into the lockdown for 40 days, right? People have a lot of anxiety, stress about being home, and it's difficult. I understand because what we have been doing for a long time is we're looking at external distractions to satisfy our soul and our mind and our spiritual needs. So this is a difficult time when people whom I coach and who have been working on sessions. Yes, it is difficult to be home, but it's an opportunity. Look at it, because we always complain we don't have enough time. So now we have ample time that we can introspect. We can look at that. What are our life goals? Because now it's a pause button that the universe has set in, that you need to pause, and then of course the restart button is the next one that we can restart. But during this time, to manage anxiety and stress, first of all, stay away from the negative news. I
Yeah.
just watch news once in a day, and that too for not more than 5 minutes. So my family, my parents, we have made a rule that not more than 10 minutes we're gonna watch news, because news in today's world, it creates fear. Okay, and not only in general in COVID-19, but generally also it creates a lot of fear. So, it's good to be updated, but then it leads to anxiety that, okay, numbers have gone in our area from 100 to 200 or XYZ, which leads to a lot of anxiety. So, be updated. Don't indulge too much in watching news. And while you're home, of course, people are cherishing cooking. And for few people, I have been guiding that. Of course, you can do online courses. You can learn a language. Do so many courses on Udemy or LinkedIn. There's so many things which are available. But from a basic human nature perspective, we lack focus, Jyoti. That's the reason in this time also, there's so many people who lack focus and determination. They start something and then they give up. And then they say, okay, the life is boring, it is difficult. So I think
Yeah.
message to all the audience who are here is that, explore yourself. This is the best project you will work in your lifetime. We do a lot of
Yeah.
business projects, we do a lot of projects at our workplaces, but the best project you can work on in your lifetime is on you, right? As much as you're going to know about yourself, the life is going to be amazing. And Jyoti, honestly, I wake up so excited every day that, what is new that I am going to explore about myself. Okay.
Right.
And trust me, every day when I wake up with this thought, something during the day I discover about myself. Okay, that I know this also. And
Yeah.
on a lighter note, when I go on live sessions for last 1.5 months, after the sessions, I am overwhelmed. Ki, acha, how I said this also. So I'm making my own quotations, and then it's a enlightening moment. So people,
Right.
it's a time to introspect, right? So just think what do you like, what you don't like, and what do you need, and what are your wants. Classifying your needs and wants. And I usually say that this device creates a lot of problems. This is to just enhance our lifestyles, but it is ruining our lifestyles because we are all glued. In fact, I have trouble, right? Yes, even I have trouble at times because a lot of social media, lot many people trying to reach you, and of course, I feel connected that okay, I have to help them, but at the same time, I have defined my offline hours, from the phone, okay, which is a very important message. Use it wisely, and for your kids, it is again a very important thing.
Yeah.
And classify between your needs and wants. Okay, we all want an apple. We all want an apple, but what we actually need is an apple to eat. Okay, ponder over that thought, guys. Ponder over that
Yeah.
thought, because
Right.
आज की date में in COVID-19, Jyoti, we are surviving with the basics and needs.
Yeah.
Right now it doesn't matter that you're driving a 5 lakh rupee car or a 10 lakh or a 20 lakh because everything is parked, right?
Right.
Or and it's about the basics that you are going to have good food, have nourish your soul. So I will just take a pause here, and I think I'll keep going on and on for 1 hour. But that's a basic to start off. That introspect, try and know
Yeah.
yourself. Why you do what you do? If you smoke,
Right.
why do you smoke? If you overthink, why do you overthink?
Right.
So
Right.
that's for the starters.
We can, I think you cannot stop talking, but then we cannot stop listening to you because it's so
Thank you.
interesting and it's so knowledgeable and it's really, thought provoking in a way. So you said that in order to just get in touch with our true selves, we really need to, discover our new traits, our new potential, and there's a lot of space that we have, and we usually ignore that what all things we can do. People are getting so creative, as you said, that people are making putting uploading the videos of their dishes, and
Yeah,
somebody's
yeah.
uploading the videos of their music art, and it's so beautiful in a way. And yes, in a way, looking at the positive side of it is again the most important thing. And as you said that phone and limiting the social media, limiting watching news and everything is also very important. Thank you so much, Gagan. It was I think a lot of our viewers must be now thinking that what should we do next. So
And
amazing.
just to add, Jyoti, that we think how not to forget our true selves. But for people
Yeah.
who really don't know what is the true self, it is a time to introspect and know what they are actually. Okay. So
Right.
the question is that how not to forget our true selves. But
Right.
recreate that question in a way that find your true self right now.
Right.
What are you
Right.
doing? Why are you doing? I've been coaching few people, and few people have decided that after the lockdown is over, they will start up their own stuff, looking at the opportunities, because they said that
Hmm.
this time has helped us to introspect that we have been just going through the cycles of a job. Or I'm not against job, I love my job also, but they have introspected during this time that that okay, we've been just going through the cycles because it's been happening for so many years. So
Right.
because I asked them, when you go to work, ask yourself, why am I at this place? Why am I working? So finding your true self is the start of it, and then forgetting is the second part of it.
Yeah. True. So yes, I think that's again something which is very important. So that this is the foundation of actually finding our true selves.
Yeah.
Before forgetting, we have to find ourselves. That's amazing. So we'll move on to our next question.
Okay.
So the next question is based on a quote which I remember from Nelson Mandela, that a good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination.
Yeah.
So, which I understand it means being compassionate towards ourselves and people and animals and nature. And I've also heard that it furthermore helps us to shine our true selves or to discover our true selves when we
Yeah.
get very close to the nature. So, when we talk about the current scenario, um,
Mhm.
how easy it is to actually keep our heads and our hearts to be in sync, and because this is something which we say very lightly and casually, but then when someone goes into self introspection, it is the toughest part, that phase of bringing your head and heart into sync. So,
Yeah.
what do you say? Is there any tools or techniques one can use, or what do you have to say about this thing?
So, I think, how to remain compassionate in terms of crisis, Jyoti. I think the year started, so I had a very clear vision that, I posted that kindness is trending. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't knew that this pandemic will happen and we will be in this situation right now. But I was thinking that kindness is 2020 is the year of kindness, and that's what I think we all are trying to achieve right now. That all the acts of kindness that we can show to each other, and that's what leads to compassion for yourself. Okay. So how to be self compassionate is, first of all, that introspect, as I said, and then be kind to yourself. Okay. I think the first thing which comes to all of us is when we are introspecting is that guilt, shame, the mistakes we have made, and we take it so heavily on ourselves that okay, मेरे से तो ये गलती हो गई, and I had bad relationships. I made mistakes in business and the job, and I'm not a good person. So for all of you who are listening, just take a pause and forgive yourself. Okay, the first person you need to be kind and be forgiving is yourself. There is no single person in this universe who has not made mistake. We all have made mistakes, and I think mistakes make us a better person. Okay, only if you take a charge and not repeat it again and learn from it. Okay, so first of all, forgive yourself. Okay, that's the first thing you need to do. It doesn't have to have any tool. Introspection, forgive yourself, be kind to yourself. Uh, I think the other thing is the tool specifically, Jyoti, I mentioned to others, is write what you want to do in life. Okay,
Okay.
just write 20 things you want to achieve in life. Okay, and the best part about it is that first five things would be materialistic. That I want to own a house, I want to go to vacation, I want to have this amount of money or business, and after that sixth to-do list, is the real list of your lives that starts. Okay, that will include your parents, your spouse, or your kids. It would be that, okay, I want to take my parents here, I want to make my child study in this school, or for that matter something else. So the exciting part is when you do this activity, and aaj ki date mein we have enough time to do this. We can't say just take 1 hour of your time, take a pen and paper. Don't write it on a laptop or something. A recommendation is to write it on a piece of paper, because writing has a lot of power. So by the time you make those 20 things to do in life, you actually realize, okay, and then take a pause and think that what you're doing right now, is it going to take you to the outcome that you want to achieve. So that's the second thing you can do. Write your goals, okay, and to stay compassionate in times of crisis. I think a lot of people who are poor, who are on the roads, of course, we can do our bit through through social activities, groups or something. But yes, stay governed with the local authorities. Do your bit in terms of providing them support. And yes, people who can't move out, who are scared, all we can do is pray, and we can bless other people that they overcome this stress and this difficult time in a very
Right.
positive way. Jyoti, I have heard in last 5 days so many heartbreaking stories about the poor people who are on the roads. They are having a miserable life condition. Try and help them, because that increases our compassion and that increases our self worth also. By being kind to others.
Right.
And more about it, that write your goals, and then of course identifying your true self, and then looking at what is best for you in life. Okay, write down habits you want to leave, hobbies you want to achieve, because when you are 45, 60, 70, you will not have time to achieve all of them. So
Right.
start right now. Okay, I don't know which movie it was. It was about the regret list, that they were following the regret list, and then at the age of 70. So why wait for the regret list? Create the list right now. After the lockdown is over, think of it. Be safe. So I think that's how we can stay compassionate. Because Jyoti, how I think is that when we focus on opportunities, we stress a little bit less. Okay, our stress level goes down. So when I say
Right.
कि don't think negative, it is resonating that okay, negative सोच सकते हैं. So that's the reason I distract and see what we can achieve rather than what we should not do. So that's
Right.
my bit of it on this.
That's amazing. And in fact, when we say that the kind of condition is right now, and we have to be more compassionate, even more compassionate. And the positive point is that the beauty is that we discovered that we are all compassionate in a way that if we see such heartbreaking news, we do get
Yeah,
affected. We do feel
yeah,
bad for it, and so it is about also taking this forward in our day-to-day life. Even when the lockdown is over, when we are done with all these things and everybody is healthy and we are
hmm,
back to our work, not to forget all this compassion we have and we are feeling right now. So probably this is the time to actually get in touch with our that side of our in a feeling or emotion, you can say, which we tend to forget usually. So that's amazing. And one thing I really liked is that to write down whatever is there in our heads. And even if we I've also heard that even if we want to release or we want to heal from negative
yeah,
energies, if we write down, we burn it, probably put it in the trash, it again helps us to actually get over it. So
yeah,
amazing.
yes,
Amazing. This
yes,
this is really, really, I think this is going to help a lot of people. And
yeah,
that truly answers my doubt. I had a little doubt,
glad,
because it's
glad.
really, really tough, to be very honest. And when I usually when I sit in the meditation, I initially, when I started meditating, this is what really happened. So slowly
Hmm,
and gradually, over the period, then I started realizing what are the real things in life,
yeah,
what is that really matters, truly matters to us being human. And we usually get onto the other path. So yes, this is again a reminder for everyone to keep
Okay. I think she had a power cut. Let's wait for Jyoti to join us back. Okay, so meanwhile Jyoti joins back, you guys can ask any questions or put it in the comment section so that I can answer. Meanwhile, Jyoti logs back. I think she had trouble in terms of the internet, or I think she had the power back out. All right. So meanwhile, Jyoti joins back. Let's talk about the story. I think a lot many people text me that they like the story. I tell. So of course, and I think I want to tell a story in terms of anxiety that people carry, that they have trigger points and they're not able to, keep it a cut, because there are a lot of techniques that we follow in terms of choosing a reaction to our anxiety. Okay, I think she's logging back again. Okay, Jyoti.
Yeah,
I
I'm sorry. There was electricity cut,
Yeah.
so but I've logged in again. So
Okay.
yes,
No,
you were saying
I,
something.
I
I was
will tell
listening
you.
to
I will tell you. I manifested it actually. Right. I'll tell you. While I was just getting ready or was preparing for the webinar, I was thinking, okay, ऐसा ना हो light चले जाए, and it did not happen with me. It happened with you. So the law of
you.
attraction always works. I had this thought that आज light ना चली जाए, and it happened. So
Exactly. So here it happens usually. So anyway, hotspot again, boon of having a mobile and hotspot streaming and everything. So that's great. But thank you so much that you were still here, and thanks for cooperation. So you were
no.
saying something. Yeah, we were in the middle of it.
Yeah, so I just lost a thought because I was about to tell some the audience a story, but then you're back by then.
But you want to continue the story, you can.
Yeah, I was just telling a story in terms of how we can choose and change our reaction in one bit, because a lot of people face anxiety and they keep pondering over that thought. Okay, and I just, because we all must have seen the Life Strong bands by the Lance Armstrong, the famous cyclist, right?
Right,
So I knew
right.
about the bands, but I didn't knew the theory about it, that why he discovered those bands. So I was just telling the people. So actually, so they, so whenever he used to go on on the Tour de France or any cycling championship, he would put that band on his left wrist. Okay, and while he was cycling, or while he was about to give up during the cycling, or he was about to lose that pace, so while cycling he would just take that Life Strong band and move it from one hand to another. Okay, so the trick was that it's essential that you have to live strong, and you just pass on the energy which is happening, that is asking you to give up, and he would pass on during the cycling to his right hand, and if that happens, he would do that again and again. So that is a trick, and similarly we can also use this trick in a daily life by triggering a point, and also relating it to, for example, Munna Bhai MBBS, where Dr. Asana used to laugh when he used to get angry. It was
Yeah,
funny, but it has a scientific and a psychological reason behind it, that you should divert your trigger points to what your mind doesn't think is normal. Okay, so you used to laugh as you used to get angry.
correct.
So find your alternative to it. If you're
We can
overthinking or if you're
discover
getting
our
anxious,
own
yeah,
techniques and tools. We can discover and create anything which actually takes our mind off those thoughts
yes, yes,
which are bothering us.
yes. So
Amazing,
that's what I was
amazing.
just telling you, right? So
Right, amazing. Thanks, Gagan. And with this thought, I think we have our another question, which is followed by from our previous question. I want to follow up to the next question, which is that we hear a lot that the universe has got your back,
Yes.
and it gives you what's best for you. So it's also said that we one need to be open, and they need to allow their intuition to help keep us on the track. So
Yes.
is it possible to connect ourselves regularly, and do you believe in the power of visualization or meditation, or as people say, calling on our guiding spirits? Because I've heard a lot about it. So what do you have to say about this thing, that how can we keep us synced to that energy, and what is visualization for you basically?
Okay, okay. No, Jyoti, that's a very interesting question, and I think a lot of people have this in their subconscious mind about this question. I think yes, the universe always has our back, and whatever we want to be, we can be. Whatever we want to achieve, we can achieve. It's just that we need to define what we want in our life. Okay. For example, and of course, you have to do persist. You have to be persistent and conscious about it. So yes, there are universal forces which are making things happen, and yes, for example, how marvelous it is that by just two cells combining, a new life comes into existence. A new baby is born, right? You might say it any scientific thing, but how beautiful that process is, right? We're creating a new life, okay? And if that can happen, anything is possible in this universe, okay? And Jyoti, what I believe is that
Right.
it is a catalog, okay, for the universe. Whatever you want, you can achieve it. For us as humans, we have limited minds, okay, that we put a value to everything. That this diamond ring is for this, and this will be worthy. This Gucci dress or this, Balenciaga shoes, and this car will make me happy. So it's a very tiny thought in our head, and universe doesn't differentiate between what is costly and what is not. It is like a big Amazon store for universe. You order it on your cell phone. Okay, what do you want? And universe will deliver it. Yes, to synchronize into that energy, so that you see that power and that manifestation happening. uh, I suggest few tools which are very helpful. You must be aware I do 21-day law of attraction program every now and then, twice in a month, and the people have amazingly changed their life by using those tools. I am just being a guiding light to them,
Right.
but it's their faith, it's their power, it's their higher self through which they achieve all these things. Okay, I am just a guide to them, but they achieve so many things. There are thousands of people who have changed their life. So the first and the foremost tool for a happy life, forget about the universe. First and the foremost tool of happy life is gratitude. Okay, be grateful, and this is my fuel to success. And I say gratitude is the fuel to success. The more you're grateful for, the more you will have. It is an amazing multiplier that it again has a story that I usually share during my sessions, is that supposedly, Jyoti, you have two chocolates and you go out. Okay, you see two kids running to you, and one kid comes and you give him or her the chocolate. That kid says thank you and gives you a kiss on your cheek and hugs you and goes away. Okay, so there's another kid. You can see that he or she wants the chocolate. He comes to you reluctantly. You give him the chocolate, and his mom or father says, "Okay, chalo, say thank you to Didi," and then and he or she says thank you and goes away. Okay, so let's
Yeah.
put second day. You have one chocolate only, Jyoti. So which kid would you prefer to give that chocolate? You can't divide it into two. Whom will you give that chocolate to?
Obviously, I'll remember the one who is grateful for it. So yeah,
Yes.
obviously that's a basic emotional
So
question which
that's a
comes into.
natural instinct, irrespective of
Yeah.
caste, creed, color, or background. You would give a chocolate to who has shown you emotions and have given you that good feeling. Similarly,
True.
universe also considers us one of those childs. Okay, if you are grateful, you will have more. Universe will respond to you. If you are not grateful, you are the second child. Of course, you can make that transition from becoming a second child to the first child, and then see the miracles happening. Okay. And going to your question of the power of visualization, yes, it definitely works. And if I tell you, Jyoti, you won't believe. Till 2014, I have been an introvert throughout my life. I have been a nerd. I have been into books. I have been, having less number of friends. But I photoshopped my own image, not in the camera, but in my brain. I photoshopped myself that okay, in 5 years' time, I want to achieve this. I want to be talking on webinars. I want to be talking on stage and passing on the message of positivity and motivation. So I photoshopped my image in my own brain that how what kind of person I want to become, and I've been just referring to that photograph every week, every day, or every month. That okay, Gagan, how are you progressing around the same? Okay, so that's the first step to visualization. That how you want to be. Okay, other thing is that having that emotion is
Right.
very important. And if I tell you, Jyoti, when I visualize, I actually also have tears of joy, because when I am thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to achieve, we put those emotions, and you already sense a feeling of accomplishment and achievement, so which brings you a lot of joy. So the power of visualization is amazing. Many international and our Indian celebrities have used the power of visualization be to become what they are today. You count Jim Carrey, you count Oprah Winfrey, you count Usain Bolt, you may say Virat Kohli or Ranveer Singh, Deepika Padukone. They all have used power of visualization. And I remember Ranveer Singh mentioning that his sister had put his face on Shah Rukh Khan's poster on DDLJ, and then he of course made a debut with the Yash Raj film. Similarly, Jim Carrey wrote himself $1 million check, and it was in his wallet for good 5 or 10 years. And then he used to visualize that delivering an Oscar speech, and look at him now, and he is very open about sharing these. And if I keep on counting, there are a number of people who have used the power of visualization. So to cut it into nutshell, visualize yourself how you want to be in coming years. Okay, and forgive yourself for the past because you're not going there. Okay, so for example, you are in Chandigarh, Jyoti. I'm in Delhi, Noida. If I have to come to Chandigarh, of course I'll think about coming to Chandigarh. I will not think of okay, 200 kilometers gone, 30 more to go. I'll think of 30 pending, 30 to go. So be futuristic. Okay, and
Right.
visualize your best self in terms of health, in terms of money. If you visualize I don't have enough money right now, you will not have enough money. Okay, and yes, it is difficult when you are going through something to think of that you will be there. But yes, our subconscious mind is so powerful. It doesn't differentiate between what is true, what is false. Just like we go and watch a movie in a hall or a theater, we are so emotional, we are so happy, or we are so overwhelmed when we look at some good movies, and we come back with an experience because subconscious mind doesn't differentiate between what is true, what is not. So feed
Right.
itself with good photoshopped version of yourself as a successful person or a happy
True.
happy human being. If you want to have a happy family, visualize
True.
happy family. If you want to have a car, visualize a car. If you want to have happy health, think of it. So, so that's my clothing point here on
Right.
the power of visualization. It definitely works.
Right, it definitely works. So, guys, as you now it's like said, you've heard from the horse's mouth. So, it does work. It's working for me, and I'm sure it's going to work for you as well. And uh, you've given beautiful examples of people who've successfully used this power of visualization and made changes in their own lives. So, now when we talk about visualization, there's one more thing which comes into the picture, and that is the magic of affirmations at the same
Yeah.
time. So I am a big fan of affirmations because I think it comes handy and it really
Hmm.
works. because I've tried
Yeah.
it. I'm trying it from 1.5 years, and it really, really works. Because I get few queries from people asking that I am feeling anxiety, I am feeling this panic and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
when I suggest that, how to overcome that, how to quickly fall out of that state of mind or situation,
Hmm.
affirmations works a lot. So do you also believe in affirmations, and if yes, do you have any handy affirmations which you would like to share with us, which works for you, or you suggest to your clients? And please do share with us.
Yeah, sure, Jyoti. And yes, you're right. It's correctly defined the magic of affirmations, and it's the most simplest tool which can just change your life magically altogether. You said you've been using it for 1.5 years. I've been using it for good 4.5 or 5 years now,
Yeah.
and there's no ending to it because basic my life circumstances, my affirmations have been changing. And to explain it to people in a very simple word, how what are affirmation and why do they work is like that if you want to build a particular muscle, okay, in your body that you want to have abs or you want to build biceps, it's about repetition. Okay, it's not about the weight you pick up, it's about the number of repetitions you do. That muscle becomes strong. Similarly, to make your
Right.
brain or your mind muscle strong and believe that your subconscious mind accepts it, you have to do repetition of affirmations. So they are the positive intent about how you
Right.
want to how you want to achieve your success and happiness in life. And affirmations done repeatedly can do wonders. And as I say, it is very simple
Right.
but not easy because people believe, oh, this is nonsense when they start off. Because if you keep persisting it for 1 or 2 months, you will start noticing the changes in yourself. Okay, because the only
Right.
person I think, Jyoti, we can control in this life is ourselves. Nobody else you can control. You
Ourselves.
can change
Yeah.
yourself. You can only be a better person. And if you are putting that blame on your partner or your spouse or your family or your kids, you are making an excuse.
Right.
Okay, try and be the best person for yourself. Don't seek approval. And to give you the affirmations which are very powerful and which has helped me, and I, for the starters, it can be that, of course, what I believe is that I am amazing. I am a blissful person. I am blessed. I spread positivity, and I am a money magnet. I am prosperous. I am abundant. So these 4 5 affirmations is the nutshell of life. Okay, when you say
Yeah.
you're
And
prosperous,
I'm happy. I'm healthy.
yes,
Yeah.
right. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm prosperous, I'm abundant, I'm blessed, I'm a money magnet for people who want to have money. I have great relationships. I love myself to the core. So when you're having this self-talk, it actually energizes you in a very good way. Okay, because before you go for an or an acting audition or you're going for an interview, uh, the sa- the two people can have the two similar people have different outcome because one person is positive and having affirmation that okay, I can do it, I know everything. I have done that self talk or an affirmation while going for interview that I know everything, I am the best, I am a great communicator. And basis the situation you can change the affirmations, and they are magical. Okay, and people who are listening, if they know what are the affirmations, you can post your favorite affirmations. I would be happy, and Jyoti, I think we would be happy. But to start off, the 5 or 10
Right.
affirmations I can tell is I am happy, I am blessed, I am prosperous, I am abundant, I am amazing, I am into great relationships, I am a money magnet, and there's so many. I have a great physical health, I have a very positive mental attitude. So these 6, 7, or you can create on your own. Yes, and they are like magical, powerful. It is like, if you want to have a great dish, you put some seasoning onto it, or a garam masala or a chaat masala. So affirmations add that spice to your life, and that's how they're so
Right.
magical. when you start using them. So
Right.
affirmations, yes, a big yes or big tick from me. So that to start off, gratitude affirmations, they are wonderful. They are going to change your
Right.
life in a magical way. And Jyoti, you can
Right.
share all experience that in 1.5 years, what changes have you seen in yourself?
Right. So again, in a similar way, affirmations has worked the most for me because, to be very honest, I had no intention or knowledge about what spirituality is, what's manifestation, what's the how energy works. I was completely um, unaware about all these things, and most importantly, I think a lot of people can relate with me that I wasn't even interested to understand what it actually is. But then I
Hmm.
think there comes a time in everybody's life that there's a reason for everything. When we are like so from all the materialism and all, doing all going following our careers and following our professions and family and expectations and stuff like that, and there comes a saturation point when you really want to think about what's inside and what's happening, and you really patient. So that was the time for me to actually go into that experience of self exploration, and it has happened recently with me.
Hmm.
So after that, I do understand, because I am a person who would never follow anything unless and until I don't go through that experience, or I don't witness, or I don't I need logic, logic in things, or I need to see things, experience myself. It's only then I move
Yeah.
ahead. So yes, when I initially started it, I had no clue that what's meditation, how to concentrate and stuff like that. But whenever I used to feel any anxiety or any discomfort, I used to just switch on my YouTube and just search for the affirmations
Okay.
mostly. So during that time of my beginning into this space of universe and energy,
Yeah.
affirmations work the best for me, and it brought instant relief, because
Hmm.
probably the idea behind it is that you'll move shifting your brain from one energy is which is actually making you feel bothered, shifting it to something which actually makes you feel more relaxed. And
Right.
I think that's how I started it off. And from that, as you said, that as per the situation, create your own affirmations. I create my own affirmations. I suggest my students, my audience, and everyone to create their own affirmations, because this is something which is very logical. It's all about the energy, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
energy goes where the energy flows where the mind goes. So
Yes.
it's
Yes.
just about shifting your mind on the right side of the energy. So
Yes.
yeah, it has brought a lot of change in my life. And for amateurs like me, affirmations work the best.
No, no,
So it was
we all are
amazing
amateurs.
discussing about.
We all are amateurs. I'm still learning because universe has so much for us to learn, and I'm still learning. And
Right,
yes,
right,
the affirmation I started using 2 years back was that I'm a great public speaker. I have great gift of gab, and it has turned out to be. And otherwise, if I go back and look at myself 2 years back, I was not that confident to be on the social forums. As I said, I was an introvert. So the affirmations, yes, they are magical, and of course, now I have heard from Jyoti also that how it has helped her, and it is wonderful. It is very
right.
simple thing that you can do.
True, true. It's very simple, and probably people who cannot meditate much, who can, but still they want some sort of relaxation or some solution
Hmm.
to it. Probably that's the best way to actually come out of that situation. And I'm sure a lot of people, they don't know about me, how I am or I was before this phase of mine. I was a very outgoing person. I was very, I used to be on
Hmm.
the stage and outgoing, but then still there was something which was pulling me back. So
Hmm.
these things has helped me a lot to actually explore what actually there is. It's all about life and just flowing with the life, I guess.
Oh,
So
okay.
I
That's
think
wonderful.
we've got a lot of knowledge from you, Gagan, and this was an amazing session. So, guys, if you have any questions, any queries that you want to ask from Gagandeep, you can follow his Facebook, his Instagram, and he is very responsive. He always is going to reply to your questions. And you need any kind of guidance, just visit his website or drop in a message. And Gagandeep, what is the latest which is going on, if you would like to share with us, and what is exciting happening in your space of giving knowledge?
Uh, Exciting in terms of, because every day I wake up with one thought, Jyoti, again, it can be an affirmation that I wake up with one thought that something amazing is going to happen today, right? And when I wake up with this thought during the day, something amazing happens. I get a thank you note from so many people. That's like very encouraging, because as you know that while we're talking to people, there's so much negativity also which comes because we're taking on their energy while we're trying to heal them. And what exciting? Yes, for me, lockdown has been very exciting. It's been marathon of last 40 days that I have been able to spend time with myself, know myself better, get back to the drawing board and write my goals again. And also, of course, the social media has helped us to reach out more people to create positivity. And more exciting is that I'm looking forward to helping more people, having more interactions with such wonderful people just like you. And of course, what I believe is knowledge shared is knowledge gained. Okay, you only become a wise person if you're sharing your knowledge, and that's what I believe in, because every session, every interaction is life changing. Because, for example, I've done counsel more than 200 people. Every interaction, every person has made me a better person. Though they have a lot of gratitude for me that I could help them, but I have 3x times more gratitude to them, because of them I have become what I am today. So exciting is that wake up every day with a good mental attitude. You define your day.
Right.
The weather doesn't define,
That's
your mood
really
doesn't
beautiful
define.
of you.
Yeah. So, so I think, yeah, Swarleen, Diksha, thank you so much, guys, for joining us. And I think
Right.
other thing, Jyoti, what is exciting is that exciting to know all
Right.
kind of different people like you are, who are making a change in one person or multiple people's life. Is just that what I believe is you have to start with one person at a time. And now I am advocating it. But 4 saal pehle I used to think
Right.
that how will my helping one person change the universe? But then it is positivity grows 3x times the negativity. Be grateful, stay excited, try and know your true self, respect your parents, give love to the younger ones, and call up and forgive people and move on in life. I think when we carry that burden of hatred or anger, it doesn't help us. So forgive people,
Right.
move ahead in life, and you will wake up excited, fresh every morning, and you won't need my help then. You would be on your own in that case. So that's what, Jyoti, my perspective of living an exciting life is. So,
Right, right. There's a smile on my face throughout the session because I can feel that, the transfer of energy from your side. So this is really, really great, and I am so happy that we actually connected, and
no
our
pleasure is all.
audience has got a chance to know your views, and your knowledge is passed on to us. And I'm sure it must be, people are going to inculcate that in their own lives basis. And thank you so much, Gagandeep. And you guys, please follow Gagandeep on his page. And you can ask any questions if you have. And if you want to connect with me, you can like my page. You can go to my page, and we are going to come up with more exciting videos with more knowledgeable mentors. And thank you so much, Gagandeep. I think the
Thank
best
you,
medicine
Jyoti.
is to keep on smiling, and that's what one should do. And thank you so much, Gagandeep. Look forward to many more sessions with you.
Oh, sure. I will be excited, and the pleasure is all mine. And yes, you are also doing a great job, Jyoti, with your messages, with your videos, and you are adding that sparkle to the souls which are trying to find themselves. So you also keep doing your bit, and let's collaborate as much as we can so that we can spread the
Thank
message of positivity. And I talk to everybody about it that the world needs more of positive
you.
thinkers and healers now than entrepreneurs or businessmen, because end of the day we all are looking for happiness and contentment. And if you and I can help them in one way or the other to, or maybe one phase of life to get closer to that happiness and contentment, I think our purpose of life is met then. But
Right.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's been exciting 1 hour, and I
True.
look forward to
True.
many more sessions.
Right.
Thank you for reaching out to me.
Pleasure.
And thank you everybody who joined us, all who were there.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for taking
And
out your
hopefully,
time.
I don't have to-
Yeah, sorry, your voice. I lost your voice
thank you.
actually.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I think probably there'll be electricity in a while. I'm manifesting it.
Yeah, it should be there. All right, Jyoti, thank you so much. Pleasure connecting with
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Bye, Gagan.
Thank you.
Same here. Bye. Bye. Thank you.